Pretty much the perfect start to our A-League Women's Championship defense. The 2025-26 campaign begins with a 3-0 win for Central Coast Mariners over Adelaide United. So much to be excited about for this season based off this performance and fantastic result to open up the new campaign. Would love to get your thoughts. Jump in the comments section. What do you make of this game? Who really stood out for you in this match? Because there's a lot to celebrate. It really was a good performance in the end for Central Coast Mariners, and the result itself, 3-0. Fantastic way to start the new campaign. First of all, having a look at the lineup here that the Mariners deployed. Corey Babington, his first game in charge of the Mariners. And of course, so many new faces coming into this Mariners side, but so many great performances from these new players that we will talk about today. Obviously, we still have like a core group of players who were, at the club from last season, the likes of Taryn King, Langman, Quilligan, Crazula, Trimis as well, but the new players coming in here, basically half the lineup new players, and Barwick, Gray, Buchanan, and Clough in that back line there. Coco DeCipio started on that left wing. Avani Prakash in the number 10 role there in that attacking midfield position. And Janai Dos Santos as well starting up top for the Mariners. And it did take, I thought, maybe 15-20 minutes just to really get our footing in this game. It felt like quite an even contest, and even Adelaide United were looking dangerous in those early stages on a couple set-piece opportunities. But once we settled into the game, I thought we looked really, really good and started to look especially dangerous in those wide areas. And that's where the goals finally did start to come for the Central Coast Mariners. And it was Prakash who I thought was at the center of things going forward. She was, she's such a top player. She's great on the ball, great passer of the ball. And she was teeing up the likes of Coco DeCipio off the left, Trimis off the right, breaking into the space in those wide areas. And that's where those goals, again, came from. I mean, great work from Trimis, the goal and the assist. Fantastic stuff. Some really dangerous crosses coming in, and Adelaide just unable to deal with those balls, and also the pace of the movement, I think, as well was key to those goals for Central Coast Mariners. And it's just exciting just seeing the combinations that we are witnessing here just from this opening round game, and just the potential that we have throughout this season with these players just as they continue to gel together and get better and better with these combinations. Really, really exciting. So a 2-goal lead heading into the halftime sheds, and I thought that maybe Adelaide might have come out with a little bit more in the second half, really having to chase the game there. But to be honest, Sarah Langman wasn't troubled all that much in this match. She was relatively comfortable in this contest. And credit to that defense. I think our back four did such a good job of really nullifying Adelaide's attackers. And again, we should acknowledge that this red side, this Adelaide United side, a quality team full of quality and experience. They played finals football last season. This was a tough test for our round one match. And, we came out on top, just mounting every aspect of the game. Taryn King and Barwick Gray were fantastic at the back. Really, really solid combination there. That whole back four worked so hard in this game. And then Izzy Gomez, just coming on and doing Izzy Gomez things. I mean, we are so lucky to have a player like Izzy Gomez still at this club. She revealed in a recent interview on the A-League's website how she reportedly had interest from overseas. In another world, she might not have been a Mariners player for this season, but she chose to stay at the club for another year at least. And she's a player who just, again, I mean, Matilda's, star now, Izzy Gomez. She's one of the best players in the competition for me, in the other women's competition. And great that we could, bring her off the bench to impact this game. And player of the quality of Izzy Gomez, if you give her that opportunity on the edge of the box, more often than not, she's going to take it. And she did well to win the ball hard at the park there and place it past the goalkeeper to make it 3-0, basically sealed the game there, sealed the 3 points for Central Coast Mariners. But looking at this lineup, man, there's probably still a few players missing, whether it's due to injury or just not selected for this game, but it's really exciting thing, the combinations we have here and the players who are still yet to come into this lineup. And even where does Izzy Gomez fit into this team as well? I mean, we know Izzy is capable of playing a number of roles, whether that's deeper in midfield, playing that number 10 position, even out wide. So, I mean, I thought Prakash was fantastic in this game. So maybe even if we see Gomez come into one of those deeper lying midfield positions, that could be something that we see for the Mariners this season. I did also want to highlight my 3-2-1 votes. These are my top performers from this game, round one. Peter Trimis with the 3 points for me. I mean, she was fantastic, dangerous all game with the goal and the assist. I think she has to be player of the match for the Mariners in this game. She's a player who has just been getting better and better for the Mariners ever since she arrived at the club a couple of years ago. Last season, she continued to sort of it was a bit of a breakout year, I thought, for Peter Trimmis, but this is a season where she may well be a regular starter for the Central Coast, and even on that right-hand side. Last season, we saw her play a lot off the left, but I get the sense that maybe she prefers playing off the right-hand side, and with Coco Sipi off the left, it allows Trimmis to play off that right-hand side, and we saw how dangerous she was, just attacking those defenders, heading into the box, whether she's going for a strike herself or playing it across, and obviously with her pace, fantastic. I did think Liz Barwick-Gray was fantastic on debut. I thought she looked really comfortable. She's a player who's come over from Bulls FC in the NPL women's competition, New South Wales competition, and won the competition with the Bulls, we should note as well. Stepped up to the A-League women's here with the Mariners, and she looked very, very comfortable. Very assured at the back, winning duels, winning tackles, making clearances. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Barwick-Gray and King, our two centre backs this season, consistently week in, week out. So I thought, I really want to recognise her performance. And Avani Prakash, again, another debutant here. She's a player who I remember watching her for the Young Matildas earlier this year, and she really stood out as a really promising player. And obviously she's featured for Western United last year as well. So here at the Mariners, again, one of these players who is still so young, so much potential, and really could elevate her game at Central Coast Mariners, and allowed the freedom to play this number 10 role, which will suit her strengths. As I mentioned earlier, dribbling ability, or passing ability, taking on defenders in that number 10 role, and even drifting out wide at times, even a little bit deeper to pick up the ball, get involved in the play. She's going to be fantastic this season for the Mariners. So I thought all those players were fantastic, but there's so many other players we could really highlight. But those were the three that I wanted to point out here. So really excited overall, just based off this opening round performance. I mean, it's a 3-0 win against a good Adelaide United side. We've got a couple tough games coming up. We've got the two away games in Melbourne City, then Victory. So, really interesting test here. And I'm excited that those tough games, are coming up this early on in the season, just to really give us a test of where we're at. Obviously, again, this is a bit of a new look side. How will we perform against the likes of Melbourne City, Melbourne Victory, who are expected to be some of the top teams in this A-League women's competition this season? Really, really interesting stuff. But we don't want to get carried away. This is just round one. But there are certainly a lot of reasons to be excited about this upcoming campaign once again. I think there was maybe a feeling that with all that change that maybe we would drop off a little bit this season after winning the championship. But hey, looks like Mariners may well be a very, very competitive team once again this season. So there's a look back at the round one matchup, the 3-0 win over Adelaide United to kick off our A-League Women's 2025-26 season. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Join the conversation. What did you make of this game and how you feeling about this upcoming A-League Women's season? Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Subscribe for more Mariners content. My name's Lockie. Hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you in the next one.